Hello everyone and welcome to my next lesson. Thank you so much for joining me again, and thank you to those that have subscribed. If you want to get notifications of when my lessons come out, please hit the subscribe button and then you'll be the first to know when a new lesson is out. Let's get started for today's lesson. Closing the eyes, sitting on the mat in a comfortable seat, so either sitting on a block or cross-legged or on your knees, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Taking a deep inhale breath and exhaling, just starting to feel your sit bones grounding into the mat, feeling yourself sitting up a little bit taller. The crown of the head is drawing towards the ceiling, shoulders are relaxing away from the ears. And taking a few of your own easy inhales and exhales. See what's happening with your breath, how it's feeling, the way it's moving through your body. And then starting to bring a little bit more control to the breath, deepening the inhales and the exhales, maybe moving into your ujjayi breath, that slight constriction at the back of the throat. And even inhale through the nose, maybe for a count of 4, and an exhale for a count of 4. And trying to keep your breath throughout the practice, using the breath to bring you back to focus. When your mind starts to wander, when you feel like your body is not feeling easy, just concentrate on your breath. And keeping your eyes closed, taking your right hand down to the mat next to you, bring your left arm all the way up and over, stretching into the left side of the body. If you want to take it a little bit further, if you need a little bit more, maybe taking your right elbow down to the floor and stretching the left side. And push into that right hand to keep your left sit bone on the mat and lift it up. Pushing it all the way back. And coming through center, taking the left hand down to the floor. Maybe taking your left elbow down to the floor, stretching out the right side of the body. And pushing into that left hand to keep your right sit bone grounded. And coming all the way back up to center, maybe gently opening up your eyes, bringing a little bit of light back in, taking the hands, interlacing the fingers and bringing the palms all the way up towards the ceiling, really lifting the shoulders up into the ears, stretching as much as you can, and then taking the hands all the way back down and start to move onto all fours, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, knees come underneath the hips, and moving into a few cat and cows using your breath. On an inhale, you're going to be dropping the hips down low, look up towards the ceiling, chin lifts, and then exhale, rounding into the spine, dropping the chin towards the chest, rounding into the shoulders, tucking into the tailbone. Inhale, drop the hips, look up, and exhale, round. Inhale, dropping the hips, and exhale, rounding, using that belly to round you. Feel the spine pushing away. Inhale, dropping the hips, looking up, tailbone tucks up, chin looks up, and then exhale, rounding. And one more, dropping the hips, looking all the way up towards the ceiling, and exhale, rounding, pushing the chest away from the mat. And from here, start to tuck into the toes, push the chest all the way to the thighs, just stretch the backs of the feet out a little bit here. Maybe moving it around a little bit. And then slowly start to extend the legs. Keep the chest as close to the thighs as you can. Lifting up the sit bones. And then start to move into one leg and then the other. Maybe moving the head from side to side. Releasing into the neck. And keep your breath. Find that ujjayi breath. Now start to find some stillness in your down dog, hands are shoulder width apart.
Feet hip distance apart, gazing between the legs. Sit bones drawing up towards the ceiling. If your spine is rounding, maybe taking a slight bend in the knees. And finding your breath, inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Start to lift the right leg up behind you, coming into a down dog. Split your hips are square here. Now start to open up the hips, bend into the right knee, drawing your right foot towards your right sit bone. From here, doing a few circles one way, maybe 3 circles one way. Really trying to work into that right hip, pushing out of the left hip, and then moving the circles the other way for 3. And 2. And 1. Squaring the hip back off to the mat, and then bringing the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Drop the left knee down. Take the right hand to the inside of the right knee and just push the right knee out towards the side. Just stretching into the outer side of the right hip. Maybe straightening out the arm a little bit and looking over the right shoulder. Dropping the left hip down. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Bring the knee back to center. The right hand comes back to the inside of the right foot. Lift the back knee up off the floor. Move the right foot back to a plank. Hold your plank for 5. And 4. 3. And 2. And 1. Exhale, lower your knees down to the floor. Then bring your chest and chin down to the floor, keeping the elbows close to the rib cage. Moving forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck into the toes, seat to heels. Push all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, start to lift the left leg up behind you, down dog splits. Then start to open the left hip, bend the left knee, bringing the left foot towards your left sit bone. And then again, doing a few circles with the left knee. One way for 3. And 2. And 1. And then moving the other way for 3. And 2. Big circles. And 1. And then squaring off that left hip, straightening out your left leg. Bring the left foot to the outside of the left knee. Drop the right knee down towards the floor. Taking your left hand to the inside of the left knee. Pushing that left knee out. Stretching into the left hip. Dropping into the right hip. Maybe looking over the left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 4. And 5. Bringing the left hand back to the inside of the left foot. Lift the right knee off the floor. Step the left foot back to a plank. Hold it for 5. And 4. 3. And 2. 1. Start to move the shoulders over the hands. Bending the arms to 90 degrees, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Find your breath for 3. And 2. And 1. And slowly start to tiptoe your feet all the way to the front of the mat. Keep the feet hip distance apart. Either taking a bend in the knees if you have to. Feel the head drawing all the way down, maybe grabbing hold of opposite elbows to begin with. Coming into a ragdoll. Maybe swaying the head from side to side. Feel the head pulling the neck down towards the floor. And holding it here for a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. 3, and 4, and 5. Bending deeply into the knees, round into the spine here. Slowly start to bring yourself all the way up, bringing the head up last, feeling the vertebrae stack one on top of the other. Head is a part of the spine, feel that directly on top of the spine. Coming to stand in Tadasana at the front of the mat, toes and heels to touch. Feel the feet grounding into the mat again, feel that lightness in the body, drawing the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Shoulders are dropping away from the ears. On an inhale, take the palms forward and up, look up towards the fingers. And exhale, fold all the way over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen out the spine, coming into your halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank. Exhale, bend the arms to 90 degrees, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, holding for 5. And 4. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Inhale, look between your hands, step up between your hands, coming into that halfway lift. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, bringing the palms forward and up, look up. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, palms forward and up, look up. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. You can jump, step or float back to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, look between the hands. You can either step between the hands or hop between the hands, meeting in a halfway lift. And then exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, palms forward and up, look up. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, jump, step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot between the hands, ground the left heel, palms forward and up, look up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back to your plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step the left foot between the hands, ground the right heel, palms forward and up, look up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back to your plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Holding it for 5, inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. Inhale, look between the hands. Jump, step, or hop up between the hands. Coming into your halfway lift. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply. Palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, step your right foot back into a low lunge. Lift your chest up here. On an inhale, you're going to straighten out the left leg. Drop the chin down. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, strengthen and fold over that leg. Exhale, bend.
Chest lifts up. Inhale, straighten and fold.
Exhale, bend.
One more, straightening and folding over that leg.
Exhale, bend.
And step your left foot back to a plank. Move the shoulders over the hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog.
Exhale, downward facing dog.
Inhale, step your right foot between the hands. Drop the left knee down to the floor, hands come to the heart. Hook the left elbow over the right knee, finding that twist, using the palms of the hands to push the chest away from the thigh. If you want to lift the back leg up, lifting the back leg up, holding it for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hands come either side of your front foot. Bring the left foot to meet the right at the front of the mat, folding over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply. Palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping the left foot back into a low lunge. Strong low lunge, chest lifts. Inhale, straighten and fold over the right leg. Exhale, rebend, lift the chest. Inhale, straighten and fold. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten and fold. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, fold over that leg. Exhale, bend, lifting the chest up. One more. Inhale, straightening and folding over the leg. And exhale, bend. Ground your hands, step your right foot all the way to a plank. Move through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot between your hands. Drop your right knee, finding that twist again. So this time, right elbow hooks over the left knee, moving the chest up towards your thumbs, away from the left thigh, and then maybe lifting the right knee up off the floor. Inhale. Exhale, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Moving hands either side of your left foot, bringing the right foot to meet the left at the front of the mat, folding over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Take your feet hip distance apart. Hands move to the hips, lifting with the chest, so you're drawing the shoulder blades together, you're puffing out the chest. Exhale, fold all the way over the legs. Grab hold of your toes with your peace fingers. Again, extend into the chest first, and then exhale, fold. Find your breath. Move the weight into the balls of the feet. Feel your belly pulling the chest closer towards the thighs. Elbows are drawing to the outer edges of the room. Feel the thighs pulling away from the kneecaps. Inhale. Exhale, 3 and 2 and 1. From here, lengthen out into the spine, release the toes. Bring your feet together. So either get some blocks to lift your hands higher. I want your hands to be strong on the floor, legs are straight, arms are straight. Drop the head down. And then on your next inhale, start to take your right leg out to the side, directly from the hip. Don't move forward or back. So it doesn't matter if it's not as high as you'd like. I want it coming straight out from the side and pushing out of that left hip. Inhale.
Exhale, 3, and 2, and 1. Start to move the right leg all the way to the back of the mat, coming into your low lunge. Bring your arms up either side of your ears, moving into your high lunge, holding your high lunge. Keep your left hip moving back, right hip moves forward. Strong back leg, bending deeply into the left leg. The heel of your right foot is drawing towards the back of the room. Shoulders are dropping away from the ears. Lower rib cage is pulling in. Inhale. Exhale, 3, and 2, and 1. Stepping strongly into the left leg. Bring your right knee all the way into the chest. Find your balance here and start to move the right knee all the way out towards the side, hooking it up onto your left upper thigh. Let me face the camera. Coming into your tree. So as much as you're pushing your left foot into your upper left thigh, feel your left thigh pushing back. Find a spot on the floor or the wall. Feel the spine stacking, head on top of shoulders, shoulders on top of hips. Strong left leg. And maybe taking your hands up towards the ceiling. And then maybe dropping your right hand down towards your right knee. Maybe leaning over towards the right. Finding that leaning tree. You have to push that left hip out a little bit, just to counterbalance. And slowly moving yourself all the way back up to center. Hands to the ceiling, and then coming back to the heart. Slowly start to bring the right knee back into the chest, and step the right leg all the way to the back of the mat, coming back into your high lunge. Drop your hands down to the floor, moving into your low lunge, and start to sweep your left leg all the way back, down dog splits, holding down dog splits just for 3. Hips are square here, and 2, and 1. Slowly bringing the left knee all the way into the nose, rounding into the shoulders, and then dropping the left knee to the inside of the left wrist, coming into pigeon, lifting up into the chest. You have options here. You can just take your hands out in front of you, or you can slip your right arm underneath the left, coming onto your right shoulder. Left hand can either come out in front of you, or left hand can move all the way behind you, grabbing hold of your left toes and holding your pigeon there. See what your body is feeling like. You can just take your hands out in front of you and find your breath. Inhale. Exhale, 3, and 2, and 1. Releasing your toe if you have it. Bringing your left hand underneath the shoulder, and then bringing the right hand underneath the shoulder. Moving both hands to either side of your right knee. Tuck into the left toes, lift the left knee all the way into the chest, and sweep it all the way back to down dog splits. Start to open up the left hip, bend into the left knee. Slowly start to move over to the right, lifting the left arm up off the floor and stepping the left foot behind you, coming into your wild thing on the right. Lifting up into the hips, maybe trying to reach the floor with your left hand. Inhale. Exhale, 3, and 2, 1. With control, circling all the way back to down dog splits. And maybe moving through your chaturanga with your left leg lifted, or taking your left foot back down to down dog first. Moving over, bending the arms to 90, dropping that left foot down, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot between the hands, ground into your left heel, bring your palms forward and up, warrior 1.
Straighten out into the left leg. Open arms, hips and shoulders, setting up for Trikonasana. Your right leg is straight. You're moving the hip back, so you're stretching your right arm all the way forward first, and then coming down for Trikonasana. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Gazes up towards the left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 4. And 5. Strong legs moving all the way back up to center, moving into warrior 2. Maybe adjusting your stance a little bit. Holding warrior 2, bending deeply into your right knee pulling out towards your right baby toe. Shoulders are dropping away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Reverse the warrior. Just for 3 breaths. Left hand moves down the left thigh, right arm moves all the way up and over towards the back of the room. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Circling both hands to the inside of the right foot. Lift your back, heel lap off the floor, and start to scoot your right foot over to the outer edge of the mat. Drop your left knee down and just moving a little bit here. Just opening up that hip. You can take your elbows down to the floor if you need more. We're just playing a little bit in this lizard. We have options. You're either just going to lift that back knee up off the floor, but making sure that you keep the right knee pulling into your right shoulder. Or you can stay on the knees, you can stay on the hands, completely up to you. Or you can try and find the bind. If you're trying to find the bind, you're going to slip the right arm all the way underneath the right thigh. Grab hold of the right hand with your left, and then lift the back knee up off the floor. Chest is long, shoulders drawing away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Releasing the hands back to the inside of the right foot. If your knee is down on the floor, lifting your left knee up off the floor. And then moving into Malasana. So the left foot comes to the outside of the left hand, coming into your Malasana. So from here, in your Malasana, you're either going to take your right arm in front of your right shin and just lift the left arm up towards the ceiling, finding that little twist. Or you can take the bind, so you're internally rotating the right arm, moving it all the way behind you, grabbing hold of that right hand with the left, but keep lifting the chest, keep lifting the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Slowly moving all the way back to your Malasana. Staying in Malasana, you're going to move the hands all the way over to the right. Start to lift the sit bones up a little bit, swivel on the feet, and then bring the left knee underneath the right ankle, coming to sit facing the back of your mat. Right hand moves to the base of the spine, left arm lifts up, and then hooking left elbow over right knee, find your twist. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. Inhale, moving all the way back to center. Exhale, derotating all the way over to the left. And then inhale, moving all the way back to center. From here, you're going to start to bring your right leg over your upper right arm. Your hand either comes just in front of your left ankle or your right hip, completely up to you. Now start to take the outside of your right foot with your left hand, extending into that right arm. Slowly start to extend into the right leg, looking underneath the left shoulder, coming into your compass. Inhale. Exhale, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Slowly starting to bend back into the right knee, coming back to your twisted position. So your right foot will now be to the outside of the left knee. Moving all the way over to the left. So you're going to move all the way over to the left, start to swivel on the left foot, coming back into Malasana. Taking the hands out in front of you, so now you're facing the front of the mat. Start to extend into the legs, tiptoe the feet to hip distance apart. Start to lift the soles of the feet away from the floor. Slip the palms of the hands on top of, or underneath the soles of the feet. You want to get your toes right up to your wrist creases if you can. Bend the knees as much as you need to, or if you're really having a problem, rather just take your hands down to the floor and start to bend and extend the legs, trying to find a little bit of ease in that forward fold. From here, lifting up into the chest and then exhale, folding all the way over the legs. Again, the weight of the body is moving into the balls of the feet. You're really putting pressure on the palms of the hands, elbows drawing out to the side edges of the mat, and finding a breath, head drawing down towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Slowly starting to extend. Releasing the palms of the hands from underneath the feet. And then bringing the feet together. Again, pushing strongly into the floor or onto mats. Now taking the left leg out to the side. Hovering it there just for 3. And 2. And 1. Slowly moving the left foot all the way to the back of the mat, coming into your low lunge. And then inhale, bringing your arms up either side of your ears, moving into that high lunge, holding it there for 5, bending deeply into the right leg. Pull the right hip back, left hip moves forward. Strong back leg, heel drawing towards the back of the room. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Stepping strongly into the right leg, bringing the left knee all the way into the chest. Again, starting to find that balance on the right foot. Now starting to take the left foot out towards the side, hooking it up onto your right upper thigh. If you can't get it onto the right upper thigh, then maybe taking it to the right calf. Try not to bring your foot to your knee, or even just taking it down to the floor. Otherwise, bringing it right up onto that thigh. Hands come to center and starting to play around. Taking the hands all the way up towards the ceiling. And then maybe dropping the left hand down towards the left knee. Maybe reaching all the way over to the left. Leaning into that tree. Pushing that right hip out towards the side. You need to counterbalance. And inhale, moving all the way back up to center. Hands come up. Then bringing the hands all the way back to the heart. Left knee comes into the chest. And then stepping the left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Coming back into your high lunge. Exhale, drop your hands down to the floor. And sweep the right leg
all the way back, down dog splits, holding down dog splits for 3. Hip is closed. And 2, chest is pushing towards your left thigh. And 1, bringing the right knee all the way into the chest, hovering it there for a moment, and then dropping the right knee to the inside of the right wrist. Again, setting up for your pigeon, lifting up into the chest, either taking your hands directly out in front of you, or this time slipping your left arm all the way under your right, coming down onto your left ear, your left shoulder, and then maybe taking your right arm behind you and grabbing hold of your right toes and holding it there for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Releasing your right toe, bringing your right hand underneath the shoulder, pushing into the right hand, and then bringing your left hand back underneath the shoulder. Moving the hands to either side of your right knee, tucking into your left toes, bringing the right knee all the way into the chest, moving back to your down dog splits. This time we're moving over onto the left. You're opening up your right hip, bending into your right knee, putting pressure on your left hand, starting to lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Right foot comes behind you, coming into your wild thing. Maybe drawing your right hand down towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale. 1 and 2. 3 with control. Moving all the way back to down dog splits. Maybe taking chaturanga with your right leg lifted, completely up to you. Otherwise, a normal chaturanga. Drop your right foot down, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot between the hands. Ground your right heel. Palms forward and up, warrior 1. Open arms, hips and shoulders extending into that left leg, preparing for Trikonasana. Hinging the body all the way forward, hip moves back, and then coming down for Trikonasana on the left. Chest is moving back. You're stacking your right hip on top of your left. Right hand towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 1. Strong legs moving all the way back up to center. Rebending into the left leg, coming into warrior 2. Maybe adjusting your stance. Strong back leg, pulling that lower rib cage in. Finding your breath. Inhale. Exhale 2. And 3. And 4. And 5, drop the right hand down your right thigh, reversing the warrior just for 3 breaths. Inhale. Left arm moves all the way back. Exhale 1. And 2. And 3. Circle the hands to the inside of your left foot. Right heel lifts up off the floor. Scooting that left foot over towards the outer edge of the mat, dropping your right knee down. Again, playing around in your lizard, so moving it about here. Maybe coming onto your forearms, keeping that knee on the floor if it feels good. Maybe lifting up the knee, just moving it around a little bit. So go to where you feel comfortable. Or you can start to take the band, the left hand slips underneath the left thigh, right hand grabs hold of the left, and then maybe start to lift the right leg up off the floor. Inhale. Exhale 2. And 3. And 4. And 5, releasing the bind, taking the hands back to the inside of the left foot, lifting the back knee up off the floor if it isn't lifted already, and then bringing the right foot to the outside of the right hand, coming into Malasana. So again, from here,
Either just taking your left hand out in front of your left shin and lifting the right arm up towards the ceiling, or taking the bind. So left hand moves round the left shin, you internally rotating that shoulder, bringing the left hand behind you, and then grabbing hold of your left hand with your right, lifting the right shoulder up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Releasing the bind, hands come all the way back to center. From here, you're going to start to move over the left knee. Lift your sit bones up a little bit, swivel on the feet, and then bring your right knee to the inside of your right ankle, of your left ankle, facing the back of the mat. This time, left hand moves to the base of the spine, right arm lifts up, hooking the right elbow over the left knee, twisting all the way over to the left. Inhale. Exhale, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Inhale, moving all the way back to center. Exhale, derotating over to the right, and then inhale, moving all the way back to center. So again, moving into your compass, you're going to move your left leg over your left upper arm as high as you can get it. It always makes it a lot easier. Left hand comes down to the floor next to you, grabbing hold of the outside of, it's actually the right, grabbing hold of the outside of the left foot with the right hand, slowly starting to extend into the left leg, and then looking underneath the right shoulder. Finding your breath. Inhale. Exhale, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Slowly starting to release the left foot back to the outside of the right knee. From here, now moving all the way over onto the right, coming back into your Vinyasa, facing the front of the mat. Okay, staying in Vinyasa, you're going to start to thread the right hand underneath the right thigh. See how you go, maybe use a strap if you need to. Grab hold of your right hand with the left. Start to lift up into the sit bones, lift a little bit, and maybe start to extend the legs a little bit, and then start to bring the left foot underneath your nose. Find the strength in your left foot, so move the balance into your left foot, and then maybe start to lift your right heel up a little bit, coming onto your right toes or the tops of the toes. And if you want to start to push into that left leg, starting to bring the right knee up to stand. And then extending into the right leg, or holding it here, completely up to you. Extending into the right leg, coming into that bird of paradise. Inhale, exhale, 3 and 2 and 1. Bending into the right leg, slowly making your way all the way back down, releasing your band and coming back into Vinyasa. And moving over onto the other side, I'm going to slip the left hand underneath the left thigh, rotate that shoulder, grab hold of your left hand with the right. Start to extend into the legs a little bit. Start to bring the right foot underneath the nose. And then maybe start to lift the left heel up off the floor, maybe coming onto the tops of the toes. And pushing into the right foot, start to extend into the right leg, Bring the left knee up into the chest, maybe staying here or extending. Inhale, exhale, 1 and 2 and 3. Slowly start to bend into the left leg, coming down slowly the way you moved in. Bending into both knees, releasing your band, coming back into your Malasana. Taking your hands out in front of you, slowly start to extend the legs, bringing the feet together, bending deeply into the knees, slowly rolling all the way back up to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bring the palms forward and up, look up towards the fingers. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, jump or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop the knees down to the floor. Open the knees up and tuck the toes. And rest in child's pose. Finding your breath. Take whatever resting pose you would like. Might not be child's pose. Just bringing your heart rate down. And take some deep inhales and exhales in your child's pose, or wherever you may be. With every inhale, feel the belly expanding onto the thighs. And every exhale, feel the belly drawing all the way back. And from here, taking your hands out in front of you, forearms on the floor, elbows underneath, shoulders. I'm going to be doing a few dolphins, so tucking into the toes, extending into the legs, head is still off the floor, pushing into the shoulders and holding it for 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1, coming back into child's pose. Just resting there. You can have the knees together here if you want to. Maybe take the arms behind you and rest the shoulders on the knees, head comes down to the floor. And bringing your forearms back underneath the shoulders, either moving back into your dolphin or moving into your headstand, completely up to you. If you're moving into the headstand, head comes down to the floor. Elbows are not as far away as you think. Making a cup with your hands or a fist with your hands, completely up to you. Taking your head down to the floor and bringing one knee into the chest and the other. And slowly making your way up to headstand. So either holding dolphin for 5 breaths and then coming down, and then holding it for another 5 breaths, or you're holding headstand for 10, and drawing the feet up towards the ceiling, pushing into the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, 3 and 4 and 5 more for 1 and 2
3, and 4, and 5. Slowly moving all the way down. Either moving back into your child's pose or just sitting up onto your shins, closing your eyes and finding your breath. And from here, coming into or onto all fours, start to move your hands out in front of you, coming into a puppy dog. Dropping the chest down. Chin is looking up. And stretching out the top part of the back. Moving all the way forward onto your belly, elbows come underneath your shoulders, coming into that sphinx. So you're pulling the top part of the chest through the upper arms, using that lower back to lift you up. If you want to start to straighten out into the arms, straightening out into the arms. Otherwise, just holding it there, wherever you feel comfortable. Keep the chest or the shoulders drawing away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 2. And 1. Slowly start to lower all the way down. Bring your right ear down to the floor. Hands come either side of the hips. Just shimmy out into the hips. Just relax here for a moment. Moving back up to center, arms come out in front of you. You're going to start to bend into the left leg. Grab hold of the outside of your left ankle with the left hand. Right arm is out in front of you, right leg is out in front of you. You're going to start to kick into the left hand with your left foot, lifting the left knee up off the floor, and at the same time starting to lift the right hand and the right leg up off the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And 4. And 5. Release all the way down to the floor. Swap over, so take the left hand out in front of you, bend into the right knee, grab hold of your right ankle with your right hand. You have a strong left leg here as well, strong left arm. From here, you're going to kick into the right hand with the right foot, coming into that half bow. Inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. And 3. 4. And releasing all the way down. Now taking your right ear down to the floor, hands come either side of the hips, flop the heels out, just shimmy into the hips. And coming all the way to center, bending into both legs, grabbing hold of the ankles from the outside, trying to bring the toes to touch, pushing into your pubic bone, start to kick into the hands, lifting the knees, head and chest. Inhale, exhale, 1, and 2, 3, lifting a little higher, and releasing all the way down. Bring your forearms to the floor in front of you, resting your forehead on your forearms and just moving around into the hips a little bit.
Slowly moving over onto your back. Bringing your feet up towards your sit bones. Brush the backs of the heels with your fingertips. Feet are hip distance apart. Moving into your half wheel. On the next inhale, lifting up your lower, middle, upper spine. Shimming your shoulders in towards each other. Maybe interlacing your fist and pushing the hips towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. 3. And 4, lifting a little higher, releasing the hands, and then slowly lowering the upper, middle, and lower spine all the way down towards the floor, taking your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Left hand comes to the heart, right hand comes to the belly. Drop your knees into touch, close your eyes, feel your breath, moving all the way in through the nose, through the throat, lifting the hand on your chest as it moves through the chest, and then lifting the hand on the belly as it moves towards the belly. And exhaling from the belly, through the chest, through the throat and out the nose. Taking a few deep inhales and exhales here, noticing that breath. Really filling up the whole diaphragm. Releasing the hands back down, bringing the feet hip distance apart, either moving back into your half wheel or moving with me into full wheel. If you're moving into full wheel, your hands come either side of your ears, fingers facing towards your shoulders, elbows are facing up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, pushing into your hands and your feet, lifting the hips up all the way towards the ceiling, coming into your full wheel. Inhale, exhale, 1, inhale, exhale, 2, for 3, and 4, and 5, tucking into the chin, slowly lowering yourself all the way back down, wherever you were, either in half wheel or full wheel. And again, just bringing the knees into touch, just for a moment. Moving into one more. So either sticking with the half wheel or moving back into the full wheel for 5 breaths. Hands come either side of the shoulders, feet are hip distance apart. On your next inhale, pushing into the hands and the knees. Rolling all the way up, pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5, tucking into the chin. Slowly coming all the way back down. From here, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe rock it from side to side. Finding your breath. Slowing everything down. And bring your feet up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees bent, crossing the right knee over the left knee, and then maybe hooking your right foot behind your left calf, coming into your eagle legs. Shift your hips a little bit over towards the right, and then drop the knees all the way over to the left, looking over your right shoulder. If this is not good for you, then just keep the knees together and drop them all the way over to the left, looking over the right shoulder. Just finding that twist. And bringing the knees back to center. Unraveling the legs, moving the sit bones back to the middle. And this time hooking the left knee over the right. Maybe the left foot comes underneath the right calf. If this is not working for you, just keeping your knees together. Then scooting the hips a little bit over towards the left and then dropping the knees over towards the right. Looking over the left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. 3. And 4. And 5. Bringing the knees all the way back up to center. Unraveling the knees. Bring the knees into the chest. And slowly start to rock up to sit. Keep your legs out in front of you. Moving those fleshy bits away. Sitting up tall. Exhale, folding over the legs. Paschimottanasana. Holding it for a few breaths. Dropping the head down. Shoulders are drawing towards each other. Flexing into the feet. The legs are strong, so keep those thighs turned on. Thighs moving away from the kneecaps. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 3. 4. And 5. Moving all the way back up to center. And bringing the left knee into the chest, dropping it out to the side. Square up over the right foot and then fold all the way over the right. Inhale. Exhale, 1. And 2. 3. And 4. 5, slowly coming to sit all the way back up. Left knee comes in, extending it all the way out. Right knee comes into the chest, dropping it out to the side, squaring up over the left and then folding all the way over the left leg. And for 3, and 2, and 1, lifting up into the chest, slowly bringing the right knee back in, left knee comes in, and then slowly making your way onto your back, releasing any control of the breath, any control of the body, maybe doing a few last movements, and making your way into your Shavasana, staying there for as long as you need to. It was a pleasure today to do this lesson. Thank you for watching. Namaste.